Across America, businesses and communities of all shapes and sizes are seizing the power of the international marketplace to boost sales and create high-paying jobs in the process. Made in the USA products and services have the power to solve global problems, and the U.S. Department of Commerce is proud to be your partner in your export journey. Our team of commercial officers and trade specialists are posted in more than 100 U.S. locations and 80 international markets. There is no more exciting time than during World Trade Month to announce a new era of our U.S. and foreign commercial service. We are harnessing the power of cutting-edge technology as well as the human connection to transform your every touchpoint into commerce resources, including vital exporting information, guidance, and roadmaps to help you understand foreign market opportunities, connect with buyers, secure financing, and ultimately fast-track your global success. The modernization of our commercial service isn't just about keeping up with the times. It's about helping your business compete and win.
In today's fast-paced world, your company needs the best information about the global trade environment delivered to you at the speed of business. At the U.S. Commercial Service, we're committed to empowering American businesses like yours with the tools and insights necessary to thrive in the international marketplace. We understand that timely access to trade resources and innovative technology is critical to your success. That's why we are excited to announce a series of enhancements to the U.S. Commercial Service to better adapt to your evolving needs and help fast-track your global success. Experience firsthand the future of exporting support with our AI-powered chatbot. This cutting-edge technology provides instant access to exporting resources and supports conversations in multiple languages, breaking down barriers and providing personalized assistance. U.S. businesses, and especially small and medium-sized businesses, need access to economic opportunities made possible by foreign government procurements. Our Express Leads program makes early-stage, pre-tender trade leads from worldwide markets available to U.S. companies, giving them a jump on the competition to better compete and win foreign government procurements. In a world increasingly driven by virtual interactions, we're reimagining the way U.S. companies connect with potential buyers and partners. Our new virtual product pitch service breaks down geographical barriers, allowing multiple U.S. companies to present their products and services to buyers around the world through virtual and hybrid events. Connections are the cornerstone of success. And in today's world, where physical distances can be vast and time is precious, making the right connections efficiently and effectively is crucial. Our new virtual business-to-business matchmaking platform empowers U.S. businesses to connect and collaborate directly with potential international buyers and partners in real time at events, unlocking new export opportunities worldwide. We're also committed to making newly optimized digital resources readily available to the U.S. business community. The Aspiring Exporter Roadmap, available on trade.gov, provides a user-friendly roadmap for navigating U.S. government resources. New exporters are guided step-by-step to their first export sale, and experienced exporters have ready access to topics, tools, and financing programs to facilitate quicker and easier access to global market opportunities. New episodes of our U.S. Commercial Service podcast, Export Nation, will also provide listeners with informative and entertaining content on the topics and resources most commonly requested by the U.S. business community. Not only is technology changing the way we do business today, the evolution of consumer preferences and behaviors are also demanding greater customization and flexibility from exporters. To meet this demand, We are tailoring our services to the unique needs and circumstances of each individual business we work with, providing personalized guidance and support every step of the way. Our customized client service assessment provides new clients with a custom report, prepared by our in-country commercial specialists that details our assessment of the company's international goals and provides recommendations for services and next steps to help them enter new markets.
Now more than ever, we must equip U.S. companies with the tools they need to thrive on the international stage while also creating jobs, sustaining competitiveness, and revitalizing local communities. We're excited to have you on this journey of innovation and progress with us, and we look forward to continuing our mission to help U.S. businesses succeed in global markets.
So I want to make sure the gentleman who just spoke is our wonderful Assistant Secretary, Arun Venkataraman, who many of you have hopefully had the opportunity to be with. He is, along with our fabulous Undersecretary, Marisa Lago, in Turkey right now, in Istanbul, leading our Trade Winds mission, largest mission that we have on an annual basis. So they wanted to be here in person, but happily we have Arun giving you a little bit more of a preview in terms of the modernization concepts that we've come up with. As you heard in my bio, I served on the board of directors of the U.S. Export-Import Bank for 4 years, which was a wonderful opportunity. And our then chairman, Fred Hochberg, who may be known to some of you, actually was a marketing guy by nature. And so he came up with a great tagline for our annual meeting every year, which was government at the speed of business. And that's certainly an aspirational goal for us. You can relate to, how you gain efficiencies. Believe it or not, this is a rarity. Maybe people want to buy a lottery ticket today. We're running about 10 minutes ahead. So what's always nice when we have large community gatherings is take a few moments, say hello to your neighbors, to your right, to your left, to the back, to the front, make a new friend, and we will be back as soon as we're able to resume our program. And again, you're going to hear some wonderful remarks from some incredible people, including our Secretary, Gina Raimondo. So, as the expression goes, talk among yourselves. Thank you. It is really my deep honor and great pleasure to introduce Ambassador Susan C. Schwab. Susan's known to a lot of us, I think, especially in this community. She is currently a strategic advisor in Mayor Brown's international trade practice and offers cross-practice and cross-office counsel to the firm's clients on a wide range of issues and policies. Ambassador Schwab's advisory role for Mayor Brown is in addition to both her professorship at the School of Public Policy at the University of Maryland. We don't have any, come on, Turpins, where are you? Okay. Where she previously served as dean and as president of the University System of Maryland Foundation. From 2005 to 2009, she served as the U.S. Trade Representative and Deputy USTR in the George W. Bush administration. Ambassador Schwab also sits on several corporate boards and nonprofit boards and is a frequent speaker at associations, corporations, and think tanks. But we buried the lead. The most exciting part of her distinguished career, and for me personally, is that she served as Assistant Secretary of Commerce and Director General of the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service during the administration of George H.W. Bush. In other words, she's come home, which is wonderful. Come on up. It won't be too embarrassing. Her insights into the complexities of global trade and her commitment to promoting American industry are invaluable to us as we embark on this new era. Please join me again in welcoming Ambassador Susan C. Schwab.
Oh, Diane, that is such a lovely introduction. I feel like I should quit while I'm ahead. Thank you so much for the invitation. I am delighted to be here today, and the real rock stars are in this room who are doing the exporting. So congratulations to all of you. I am, in fact, a stand-in for Arun Venkatrawan, and he is the Director General, and he is doing what DGs always do, which is travel. Because when your customers' customers are all overseas, and your team is scattered outside of Washington, D.C., you are on the road most of the time. And I remember those days when I was rarely in this building, but Arun knows what he's doing and is doing a magnificent job, and he's a longtime colleague and buddy, and I'm delighted to be here today on his behalf. It's great to be back at the Department of Commerce, my old stomping ground with so much to celebrate. This is such a terrific day, and while the trade landscape continues to evolve, and trade policy is a daily adventure, the importance of the public sector and the private sector working together, and the nonprofit sector. Shout out to universities who are here, including University of Maryland. It is very, very important that we all work together to help small, medium-sized companies export, and advocacy on behalf of larger companies. And the E-Award program, E-Star Award program, has always been one of my absolute favorites, and congratulations to all of you. Very, very proud of you. You are doing the nation's work. Trade is a force for good, and you are doing good. And you are employing people, and you are pointing out and showing every day, day in, day out, how important this is for the U.S. economy and for the global economy. I'm also excited to be here for another reason, which is I get to introduce Secretary Gina Raimondo. And she is an incredible force in this town and a true champion of American progress and prosperity. I'm kind of the ghost of Christmas past, if you want to think of it that way. And the history, and so I'm going to start out a little bit about the history of the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service to put this into some context, because the Secretary is going to be launching the new history of the Commercial Service. So I got here in 1989, and the Commercial Service dates back to 1980, when the Congress decided that the State Department was not doing a sufficient job helping U.S. businesses export abroad, so they took the commercial operation out of the State Department and they grafted it on to the U.S. commercial operation in the Commerce Department. And then 6 directors general later, we got to 1989, and there were still some issues there. And we had Wang Classics, for those of you old enough to remember what Wang Classics looked like on your desk. They were pretending to be computers. We obviously had no internet functioning. 1/3 of our offices had fax machines, and that was it. And most people had cell phones, but obviously not smartphones. So we had a lot of work to do, and the single most important asset that I had, other than the team that was helping businesses day in, day out. When I'm talking about the team, I'm talking about Foreign Commercial Service officers, Foreign Service nationals, U.S. Commercial Service officers, our District Export Council teams. I had a Secretary of Commerce in the form of Robert Mosbacher. This is in the George H.W. Bush administration, who believed in trade, believed in exports, and gave me all the support I needed. And that really made a difference. And subsequent to our term, Secretary Ron Brown, the late Secretary Ron Brown, who I also had the opportunity to serve shortly into his administration, he also was a strong advocate for trade and for exports and for the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service. And so the Commercial Service really got its launch during that period of time. So a great deal has changed in the trade world. A great deal has changed in the world of exports and export promotion, but one thing has not changed, and that is the critical importance of having a leader who believes in your mission. And Secretary Raimondo is such a leader. And she believes in the importance of U.S. exports, whether it's small businesses, medium-sized businesses, advocacy on behalf of large businesses, whether it is in the form of manufactured goods or services, service providers, facilitators, all of it belongs in a package that deserves to be supported and facilitated by the U.S. government. Now, we don't do the sales. The U.S. government doesn't do the sales. This is a facilitative role. And many of you involved in the ceremony just now are facilitators and help businesses. But Secretary Raimondo is such a leader, and she understands that there is a role for government in this endeavor, and she really is showing day in and day out the importance of that role. Now, I am delighted to be able to introduce her today. I met her some time ago, shortly after I left government. I was on a panel in New York, a panel at a women's conference, and there was this woman I'd never met before, and I'm listening to her talking, and I'm going, who is this woman? She's making so much sense. And I turned to the person next to me, I said, who is this person? Well, it was the comptroller of the state of Rhode Island. Fast forward. The comptroller of the state of Rhode Island was one Gina Raimondo, who then became the governor of the state of Rhode Island. And today is our ready, willing, able, and truly impressive champion for U.S. exports. And one of the most impressive secretaries that this department and this building has ever seen. So I am absolutely delighted to welcome to the stage Secretary Gina Raimondo, Secretary of Commerce of the United States.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your service, and thank you for such a kind introduction. Thank you, Diane. Sneaking behind me there, Diane is fantastic. I think we can all agree on that. She shows great leadership every day at ITA. Welcome to the District Export Council members. Welcome to all of my team at ITA. Welcome to the Global Diversity Export Initiative partners. It's just so fabulous for me to have you here. By the way, this is the first event I've done as Commerce Secretary in the auditorium, and I've done many, where every seat is full. And it's a beautiful sight to behold. It's a great thing. And as Susan said, I am a huge believer in exports. Because it makes our economy stronger, creates jobs, but it's not always easy, right? Especially for small businesses. But we know that businesses that export grow faster, pay higher wages, are more profitable, more dynamic, withstand recessions more easily. So, of course, I'm passionate about trade, passionate about exports, passionate about anything that can make our economy stronger and help our businesses compete. And I'm fortunate that I have a fantastic team at ITA and in global markets. I just get to work with them, and by providing some support, they can do what they do, which is innovate and do a fantastic job for America's businesses. Big, huge, special thank you to the U.S. Foreign Commercial Service. You guys are the ones who get this done on the ground, day in and day out. It's fantastic. I also want to recognize we have a member of Congress here, Congresswoman Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, are you here, Congresswoman? Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Congresswoman from Texas who supports us, and it's really a great honor and pleasure to have you here. So when I first got this job, I said we need to figure out a way to continue to do what we do, which is to say help businesses export, but to innovate, right? The whole, everything about every business, it's more digital, becoming AI enabled, more streamlined, more efficient. So I said, how do we improve what we do to help businesses, make it a little bit easier to work with us, make it ourselves more effective, more innovative, and more efficient. And I'm fortunate to work with two people, Kendi Yamaguchi and Aisha Booker, and of course Arun Venkatraman, who took this challenge. And they said, you know what, Secretary, we're gonna figure this out. And they have, amazingly, amazingly. Anyone who's worked in government knows change is hard. Innovation sounds good, it's hard to do. And this team has made it happen. So because of their hard work, I have 5 new initiatives and announcements that I'd like to roll out to you. First, we're proud to announce the development of the Global Business Navigator, which, when launched in the coming months, will be the US government's first AI-powered chatbot for exporter information. It's great. It's great. So you could go online and just speak, by the way, in 17 different languages, what you need help with, and receive easy answers that are digestible and clear in one of the 17 languages that it will speak. So easy, I think will be so powerful. Second, available now on trade.gov is a new aspiring exporter roadmap and a podcast series for new exporters. Once again, user-friendly, nice and easy, listen to it in your car. I talk to so many small businesses, they just don't know how to export. They don't even know the questions to ask. But once you hold their hand and get them into it, their business flourishes. So this is another tool. Third, we're excited to share that our new business matchmaking platform and virtual product pitch tools will help US businesses connect and collaborate with global partners based on specific industries and markets in real time. Once again, make it easier. Fourth, we're going to expand our Express Leads program, providing early stage and pre-tender trade leads to US companies. This is a successful program, so we want to do more of what we know works. And finally, as consumer behaviors have shifted, and we all know that, there's a greater demand for customization and flexibility from exporters. So through our client service assessments, new clients can receive a custom analysis prepared by our in-country commercial specialist that outlines our assessment of a company's international goals and makes suggestions for next steps to help them enter new markets. So this is gold. If you're in a business who wants to get into exporting or expand your exporting or expand to new markets, these 5 new tools are easy to use and can help you figure out how to do it, specific to you. How do I get my product to women in this part of this country in this timeline? And that's where we want to take all of our offerings. So I am thrilled. I'm deeply grateful for the team who rose to the challenge. I love that. I love it. We're doing things differently. We're not afraid of technology. We're embracing technology. We're listening to what businesses need and trying to meet the need. But by the way, it's just the beginning. It really is just the beginning. The team has further enhancements and advancements on the horizon. And at the Commerce Department, we try to hold ourselves to a standard of continuous improvement. Every day, get a little bit better. This works, do more of it. This needs to be tweaked, tweak it. So I'm thrilled. I want to just congratulate again all the E-Award winners, and I want to thank you to all of you who are here, our trade association partners, our district export councils. Thank you, Susan, again for joining us. This is great. It is great. I'm proud of each and every one of you, and I want you to know we can only get better with your feedback. Yeah? So we welcome your feedback, especially as we roll out these new tools. Try it. Try it. And if it works, let us know. If you have ideas for suggestions, let us know. But I do know for all the export promotion initiatives that we have rolled out, I love meeting the companies, especially the smallest companies, who tell me the stories of, I tripled my revenue. And it might be from $1 million to $3 million. But for them, that's their whole world. So we recognize you and running your business, it's your whole world, it's your whole career, it's your family's livelihood, and we want you to know we're here to partner with you so you can be successful. So thanks so much for being here.
So, another huge round of applause, please, for the secretary. She's amazing. So a little, you're out of the light. We got to get her in the spotlight. I just want to say this. I had the opportunity to address our decks yesterday, and it's a great and amazing group, and they are multipliers upon multipliers. As I was going through my remarks, I could have almost said with each paragraph, and Secretary Raimondo was there. She visited that market. She supported the opening of our new post. She was there to deal with market challenges, whether it's barriers, whether it's malign actors, whether it is just global, regional competition. She's been there. And what's so interesting, and our colleagues will attest, especially Kendi Yamamoto, who's been working so closely on this effort, the secretary will often say, she hears an idea and she says, find me the doers. And so we go out and we find the people who can actually get it done. But I just want to say, Madam Secretary, you are our doer-in-chief.
Very kind. Thank you. I love that. I do say that.
I know you do. You do all the time. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All righty. Okay. So we have, for the remainder of the program, we have some incredibly wonderful speakers, and as I just mentioned about multipliers, there are organizations, institutions that really make a difference in terms of advocacy, big advocacy with an A when we talk about government, small advocacy when we talk about just the day-to-day life of making sure that we are doing everything that we can to meet our mission to support all of you. One of those individuals is a gentleman by the name of Charles DeBow III, who is the president of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. Charles, great, there you are. Charles joined the chamber over 20 years ago as the liaison to the National Black Chamber of Commerce Global Federation of Chambers in North, Central, South America, the Caribbean, Europe, and Africa. This began the chamber's evolution as a global advocate on behalf of black businesses. The Chamber is one of our International Trade Administration strategic partners, and we share a mutual priority to bring new and diverse businesses into the trade ecosystem. Please join me in welcoming Charles DeBow III. Thank
you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, members of our vibrant trade community, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. It is an honor to stand before you, especially at the invitation of Secretary Raimondo and the whole team that resides at the Hoover Building and the offices in the U.S. and around the world. The National Black Chamber of Commerce is truly grateful to be an official strategic partner of the International Trade Administration, as it allows us to play a pivotal role in fostering economic growth and supports the creation of new jobs. Our partnership signifies not only a shared commitment to promoting trade and investment, but also a dedication to supporting businesses as they navigate the complexities of global commerce. We value the trust placed in us by all of you and are honored to contribute to building a vibrant and interconnected trade ecosystem that benefits all stakeholders. As a minority business organization, representing the hopes and aspiration of countless small businesses, and particularly those from underserved communities, I want to highlight the positive impact technology-driven service and information enhancements can have on how the new era of commercial services positively impacted our member companies. One of those, the changing landscape of global trade. We live in a world where technology has transformed the way we conduct business, especially when it comes to international trade. From e-commerce platforms to digital marketing, technology has opened doors to global markets that were previously difficult to access. For small businesses, this represents a profound opportunity to grow and thrive on a global scale. Our desire to leverage the opportunity with all of you ensures that a rising tide lifts all boats. The power of technology to drive export success. Technology has democratized access to information. Small businesses can now easily access market research, international trade data, and export guidelines with just a few clicks. As we're learning today, accessing the treasure trove of export information from the commercial service just got a whole lot easier. Online resources like trade.gov, other U.S. government websites, trade associations, and industry publications provide invaluable insights to export requirements and best practices. Technology-driven services have streamlined export processes, making them more efficient and cost-effective. Digital platforms for managing export documentation and logistics tracking reduce the complexities and delays that can hinder small businesses. Having an easier path to finding and putting this key information into practice will be appreciated far and wide. Social media and online marketplaces allow small businesses to connect with international customers, partners in ways that were once unimaginable. Virtual trade shows and online business matchmaking events provide cost-effective opportunities to showcase products to a global audience. While technology has opened doors, we must acknowledge that barriers still exist for small businesses from underserved communities. Digital equity is a challenge that we must address collectively. Many underserved communities face limited access to technology and sometimes even reliable internet. To overcome this, trade-focused agencies can partner with local governments, private sector companies, and nonprofits like us to provide resources and training. Our partnership strives to do just that. In 2022, the National Black Chamber of Commerce and the National Business League launched the National Alliance for Black Business. And we're bringing accountability through capital market solutions and digital accountability tools to the global Black community to close the economic divide. We're also working in close partnership with the Global Diversity Export Initiative at the U.S. Commercial Service, International Trade Administration, to host a Building Bridges to Global Markets program during our 124th National Black Business Conference taking place in Atlanta, Georgia in August. The Building Bridges Global Markets program brings in-person exporting expertise to small businesses by the U.S. Commercial Service. It will address common challenges faced by businesses seeking international expansion, connect them to reliable contacts, accurate information, and resources to pave the way for exporting success. As I close, I urge you to embrace the power of partnerships and technology. Together, we can use it to unlock new opportunities in small businesses and underserved communities. The U.S. Commercial Service plays a crucial role in providing the resources, support, and advocacy needed to drive positive change. Let us work together to create a future where every business, regardless of size or location, has the tools and support it needs to succeed in the global marketplace. Thank you for your dedication to this important cause, and I look forward to our continued collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles. And one of my favorite expressions, and I think you encapsulated it beautifully, is all boats lift in a rising tide. And that has certainly been a focus for our secretary as well as the entire administration and certainly the team here at the Department of Commerce. I'm now very honored to introduce a friend of mine who I've known for quite some time, John Murphy, who joins us from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, where I was just before coming over to the U.S. Department of Commerce. He is Senior Vice President and Head of International at the U.S. Chamber, where he directs the Chamber's advocacy relating to international trade and investment policy. Since joining the Chamber in 1999, he has led its successful campaigns to win congressional passage of trade agreements with a dozen nations and its advocacy to shape numerous other trade bills. He regularly represents the Chamber before Congress, the administration, foreign governments, and the World Trade Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, John Murphy.
Diane, thank you. What a pleasure to be introduced by you. And good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be with you here today. It's my honor to rise and briefly address this distinguished group, the award recipients. Congratulations. It's just inspiring to learn about what you're doing, your successes, and also to be here with officials from the U.S. Foreign and Commercial Service that do such important work all around the world. I'd like to add the U.S. Chamber of Commerce's sincere appreciation for Secretary Raimondo for her dynamic leadership and the effort to modernize the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service. Her passion for exporting is just palpable, isn't it? And I also like to associate myself with the Director General's, with Arun's comments that trade is a force for good. It's just heartening to hear that passion coming from the very important Department of Commerce. The companies that won the awards here today, showing excellence in exporting, give trade a human face, and we need more of that. It reinforces the critical role that international trade plays in our economy. 40 million American jobs, half of everything American manufacturers make going overseas. The farmers and ranchers who plant a quarter of, 1 in every 4 acres that they plant, destined for export markets. You all put a human face to those statistics. I'm also reliably informed by the team here that at the Commerce Department that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce was also a recipient of the President's E Award in its inaugural year, 1962. So I'm very pleased to bask a little in your reflected glory this afternoon. Now, the New Era project introduced by our colleagues here at the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service responds to the demands of the market. Exporters need more and better information, and new technologies can help them receive it faster and in ready-to-use form. Technology is changing trade. You see it in the ways that digital advertising can help small businesses find customers overseas, and in the way that digital payment solutions can ensure that they get paid, which is really one of the most important parts of exporting, isn't it? The U.S. Chamber of Commerce appreciates the opportunity to be a partner to all of you and to the Commerce Department in this important work. In addition to our membership of big companies and small businesses, we're also a federation of 1,500 state and local chambers of commerce. Probably many of you are members of those chambers. Also in our membership is 500 sectoral associations, and importantly, 130 American chambers of commerce all around the world. The commercial service officers at posts overseas work hand in glove with those AmChams, and we encourage all of you to do that as well as we strengthen our efforts to be a force multiplier, as Diane said earlier. By supporting U.S. businesses in their export endeavors, we contribute to economic growth, to job creation, and to our nation's global competitiveness. So thank you, and I look forward to the continued success of our efforts.
All right, I'd like to invite our final speaker to come up now. If you feel the earth shake a little bit right now, it's because I'm about to introduce to you Jay Timmons, who is President and CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers and the Chairman of the Board of the Manufacturing Institute, otherwise very affectionately known as NAM. NAM is the largest manufacturing association in the United States, representing small and large manufacturers in every industrial sector. And Jay is a leading advocate for the 13 million men and women who make things in America. Under Jay's leadership, NAM has also become a very trusted resource on the international stage, advocating for manufacturers before world institutions and as trade agreements are negotiated and, importantly, enforced. Jay, it is an absolute honor to have you as our final speaker this afternoon. Thank you, sir. Same here.
Well, thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate the kind introduction. And I just want to also say a thank you to Secretary, I call her Governor Raimondo, and the Department of Commerce. Secretary Raimondo is really a hero in the eyes of the NAM. We're really lucky to have her in our corner. Her manufacturing family roots and heritage really shows in everything that she does, and we so appreciate her commitment to growing manufacturing in the United States, and she's certainly proven herself to be a champion for our industry and our global economic competitiveness, and this department is really lucky to have her at the helm. I also want to say congratulations to all of the winners of the President's E Awards, including NAM members, FedEx and Stellar Industries. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to see you, and I appreciate the great work that you do. And look, I also have to give just a bit of a shout out to my home state of Ohio and the Ohio Department of Development, OH. There you go. As well as the Virginia Economic Development Partnership, where I had the great privilege of working with former Governor Allen to establish VDEP many years ago, and you all have done just amazing work. And of course, everybody else, I don't want to leave you out, but those are my parochial pals that I've gotten to work with. The work that everybody here does as exporters and as supporters of exporters, it really bolsters manufacturing in the United States. And look, I am personally really honored to be here today with all of you, because the relationship between the NAM and the Department of Commerce, it's legendary. Some things you may not know, you've heard some historical facts today, but some things you may not know is that the NAM actually helped to create the imperative for the Department of Commerce to be created over 100 years ago. And so it was really our privilege as an organization. I wasn't there at the time, but I've heard that it was our privilege to help launch the need for the Department of Commerce and help navigate Congress to get approval for the department. And up until a few years ago, the commercial services actually had a representative that operated out of the offices of the National Association of Manufacturers to help bolster exports, especially for the 95%, or 91%, if you want to be exact, of our members that are small and medium-sized enterprises. And as the Secretary says, the multiplier effect of the work that you do for those small and medium manufacturers is so incredibly impactful for those small businesses, but also for those communities and for all the people who are working in those manufacturing operations. So from them, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do to help them succeed. And you know, that relationship really is, there's a reason for that. Because manufacturing, as you know, creates opportunities. Manufacturing creates a higher standard of living. Manufacturing creates stronger communities. And the work that you do to promote exports for our products around the world is responsible for doing exactly that. Now, Ambassador Schwab said that exports are a force for good, and I'm going to put a little footnote on that, Susan, because manufacturing, too, is a force for good in the world. Diane already mentioned there's 13 million people who work in manufacturing, and those 13 million people are dedicated to making life better for everyone in their communities, in our nation, and also around the world. And that's why manufacturing competitiveness really matters, and why exports are such an important piece of that puzzle. Now, I know you already know these facts, but I think that they're worth repeating. Export growth brings job creation. The jobs of more than 6 million manufacturing workers in the United States depend on exports. I want to see that number go up. Exports drive wage growth. American workers in the most export-intensive sectors, they earn 26% more than other sectors on average. Exports lead to investments in our economy. And perhaps most importantly, and this is so important for manufacturers who have been the arsenal of democracy for so many decades, exports help us project our country's values to the 95% of the world's customers who reside outside of our borders. That's the amazing power of exports. And manufacturers are counting on the Biden administration to keep harnessing that power, to lead with a trade policy that opens new markets and that helps our industry share its excellence with the rest of the world. And as we reach those new markets, manufacturers in the United States and the U.S. Commercial Service will remain a great team. I have no doubt about that. The U.S. Commercial Service is a trusted export solutions provider, a valuable resource for manufacturers looking to sell their products in new markets. And the modernization program that the Secretary announced today, it'll help manufacturers of all sizes, particularly small and medium-sized businesses, while boosting U.S. manufacturing competitiveness in global markets. So I have to say, manufacturers truly appreciate the dedicated support of the U.S. Commercial Service, and we look forward to continuing our work together to put America's best foot forward while improving the quality of life for all. So thank you. Congratulations to all of the E Award winners. It's wonderful to be with you here today.
That was a perfect capstone. Thank you so much. Yeah, there you go. Food, eat it, please. Jay, thank you. I was just saying to Jay that was a perfect capstone to a wonderful event. Before I close the book on this event, just a couple of things. Number one, please give a huge round of applause to all of my Department of Commerce colleagues who really made this afternoon happen. Laura, take a bow. Everybody knows Laura. Kendi, I'm looking for everybody who's here. Aisha is somewhere. You all have done a phenomenal job, so thank you for that. We know there are cheer sections here because we heard you during the roundup of handshakes. We want to make the stage available for the teams to come up and we will take pictures. So if you have delegations who came with you but weren't in the earlier picture, we absolutely want to make sure that we can accommodate you for that purpose. That really is it. I'm closing the book other than to say thank you to each and every one of you because it is through your successes that we are able to validate the work that we do on a daily basis. It's through your feedback that we're able to create a better and even strong program on behalf of our colleagues, our neighbors, our friends, our families here in the United States. And it's how we strengthen our relationships overseas at a time when sometimes the world just doesn't feel like it's spinning the way it ought to. So that's because of all of you. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you again next year. I guess we may have some 4 Peters, given the fact that we had 6 3-Peters this time. So go forth, eat the hors d'oeuvres and the drinks, whatever they are. I paid a lot of money for them. You got to enjoy them. No leftovers. All right, thanks everybody.